Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the live. I know y'all probably wondering why I have these clips hanging from my hair, looking like Tizo touchdown. Except these aren't nails. These are clips for your hair to hold your hair in place. So yeah, so I'm just picking back up from the first two lives that I did earlier. The first live was basically me showing the wash routine that I typically do whenever I'm doing, just taking out my braids and, washing my hair, getting my hair rid of all the product buildup and all the gunk and all the just crudiness and nastiness from weeks and weeks of just product and oils and sweat and salt and just all the stuff that accumulates in the hair over the course of the weeks, while you're wearing your braided hairstyle. So today I actually had an appointment to go to meet with my hairstylist because I need to get my hair redone. My scalp was itching. My braids were starting to become real frizzy. And it was just time for me to basically go get my braids done again. So in the first live, in the other video, I showed you guys like my entire process of washing my hair and also touched on a bit of like my hair thinning issues and male pattern baldness and me being 38 years old and still, enjoying the braid hairstyle. I have a few years left before I have to just, cut it all off completely, but I definitely love the length of my hair and I've been definitely, taking better care of my hair, my scalp, and just overall taking care of, myself in general. I think one of my clips just fell off, so I'm gonna drop down here, pick it up. I'm not sure where it fell off from, but hopefully I can spot it. Hey, welcome into the live. Thank you for joining. So just to add context to what this live is about. So I did two lives earlier. The first live was me just walking everybody through my process and my journey of my hair growth and, washing my hair and showing that routine. The second part or the second live that I did was me showcasing me actually getting my hair braided at the shop that I go to. This live video is just me showing the end result from the other two lives that I did earlier today. And the end result is just basically me showing you guys how I get my curly hair to lay down, after I washed it, after I've gotten it braided. And this is how I have to, kind of lock it in place. So I use these weighted hair clips to basically help keep it from curling up, because without the clips, you see how my hair is like really curly. All my braids are like, my hair is just curly in general, but without the clips, the hair will curl up. Like whenever I first get my hair braided, it usually looks weird. It's always like curled up like this. So I have to weigh it down in order to, get it to stay in place. So I use these weighted hair clips and it kind of helps, mold it for the most part and keep it in place. So I'll show you guys like the end result of what my hair looked like. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but earlier I touched on like the male pattern baldness, and I have like a thinning spot here, like within like the crown of my head. And it's just from, not taking care of like my scalp over the years and, just health in general, not taking care of my scalp and not, adding the essential nutrients and everything to my scalp. So my hairstylist actually did an amazing job because like, you can't even tell that I have like male pattern baldness. You can probably see like slight signs of it, but it's really not that bad in my opinion. I like to think. So I think she did an amazing job with it. So you guys tell me how you feel, what you guys think, how my Unc braids came out. You can see like how my hair is like kind of thin right there, but it's not too bad. My hair has been growing for some time now. You know, I've been treating my hair with like minoxidil. I've been using, this is one of the main products that I use right here to help with my hair growth. And this works wonders. This Juice Boost by Ocean View Deep Waves Pomade. It's a all natural hair growth oil. It has botana oil, which helps with hair growth. It has coconut oil. It has botana oil. It has rosemary. You can even see like the rosemary herbs that Ocean View has added into the bottle. So all that goodness and all those nutrients from the rosemary and all the benefits are basically, I guess, like implemented into the oil. So rosemary is definitely a great herb to, you know, basically use to combat, you know, hair loss and, you know, help prevent, you know, your hair from falling out, and it reduces thinning. It also helps you if you're on a hair growth journey. So definitely check out the Ocean View Deep Waves Pomade Juice Boost Hair Growth Oil. It's amazing. Definitely has been amazing. So not only just, you know, eating right, exercising, drinking plenty of water, and not only has those things helped, but Juice Boost has definitely helped as well. So now, like I said, this is just part 3 of the 2 lives I did earlier. And I'm just showing you guys like the end results of my braids from when I first started out. I was showing you guys the process of how my hair was. It was like in a ponytail. I had it like with a scrunchie on, and it was like so much product buildup in the, you know, in my hair. And my hair had been, not my hair, but my scalp had been itching for weeks. And it was just killing me. I was like, oh man, you know, I'm just scratching. My scalp became inflamed. And then, you know, mixing that with the minoxidil. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. So if I'm not, please correct me and forgive me. You know, I'm country, so my accent, you know, kind of plays a part in how I pronounce words. But yeah, so the minoxidil and then like the product and the sweat from, you know, weight training every day, doing cardio, and just with, you know, having product in your hair was creating, it was starting to begin an unhealthy environment for my scalp. So I was like, man, I got to get these braids out as quick as I can. Plus, it's my wife's birthday coming up, and we have a special event planned for this evening. So, you know, I wanted to look presentable. I wanted to, you know, make sure that my hair looked fresh, make sure it looked neat. So I went to go see my hairstylist today, and, you know, she got me right. She put me back in the game. You know, as you can see, the braids look fresh. They look crisp, in my opinion. Now you get to see. She did a good job with the parts. And like I said, she did such a great job that you can't even really tell that, unless you're paying like real close attention, that I have, you know, thin spots right here or like male pattern, you know, baldness. So that's why I've been on my hair growth journey. I say going on a year now, just doing way better and paying more attention to my scalp health. Hey, welcome in. Where are you joining in from? Let me know where you're joining in from. I'll definitely love to, you know, find out a bit about you. So my name is Darius, and I am one of 3 from Ocean View brand. And well, let me not just say one of 3, because we have an amazing team. We have Ramilla, we have Cash, we have Asha. But me, Troy, and Kevin, we founded Ocean View years ago. So we're just now, you know, starting to get on social media and show everybody like the faces behind the brand, and basically, you know, interact with the people, man. Let you know that we're real people, and, you know, we can relate to a lot of you out there, and we just want to share our journeys and our, you know, our successes with you guys, and just, you know, interact with you guys, and, you know, welcome you all into the Ocean View family. So, but today's theme was getting Unc Braids with Darius. So for anybody who's like in their 30s to mid 40s, possibly early 50s, a lot of the youngsters, they call us young Uncs. So I kind of want to, have fun with the word and basically coin the term like Unc Braids. Like, I still like braids. I like to wear my hair however I like. It's a unique expression of myself. And, I've worn my hair many ways, 360 waves, 180 waves, various types of waves, like low cuts, when I was in the military. I've also, rocked the little mini curls. Man, I've worn my hair so many ways. I mean, you wouldn't imagine. So braids is something that's not fairly new to me because I wore braids when I was, younger. And my hair, used to be like almost down here when I was younger. But, obviously as you get older, you experience hair loss, you experience, so much, when it comes to hair. But, I'm back at the point in my life where, I like the look. I like how it made me feel, and I like the length of my hair. So this is where I'm at. I'm 38 years old, rocking my Unc braids. And I'm not the only one. There's many Uncs out there that you'll see, even in like the entertainment world, the rap industry, hip hop industry, just people in general. Many business professionals that work in corporate America, they wear braids. And, as long as you're keeping it, clean, neat, professional, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you keep yourself, maintained and looking sharp at all times. But yeah, welcome into the live, man. I appreciate y'all for joining in. And I just want to show y'all the end result from the 2 lives from earlier. And now I'm about to get into some product use. So this is one of the products that I use whenever fresh out the braid shop, and I'm trying to, lock in my braids as far as like the form that they are. Because without these clips, my hair is curly. Let me show you. It's really curly at the end, as you can see here. And and when I first got out the chair at the shop, a lot of my braids were like up to here because they just curled up. So these weighted clips help me keep my hair in place so I'm not walking around looking crazy. So typically once I come home from the shop, this is one of the first products that I grab here. Or I would also grab this one. I heard this is a really good one. A lot of people say this is more so for like curling, like curly hair, and it defines your curls. So I've used this before. I haven't had any like issues with it as far as like making my hair curlier. Even though this is used for defining your curls and making your hair curl. But this one holds my hair a lot better. And you'll see what I mean here in a few minutes when I, use this. So yeah, basically, that's the theme for today, getting Unc braids with Darius. So this is the 3rd live I've done today showing this process. So let me get into this product use. So typically I'll take about maybe like 1 or 2 pumps. Now I think I'm gonna need more than that. It's not really pumping out a whole lot. There we go. So we'll do 3 pumps. We got 3 pumps of the Sculpt and Define mousse. And for curly hair, like mine, like very extremely curly hair, this works good. So I typically just, rub it in my hands like this. And then I'll just, pat it over the top. Pat it over the top. Get the hairline. Try to lay that down a little bit. Or what little hairline I have left. It's holding on for dear life, but hey, we make it do what it do. And we ain't hairline shaming around here. And if people did, I honestly wouldn't care because I've had it my whole life. I'm used to it, so it don't bother me. I came out as a baby with a huge forehead and a crazy hairline, so I had to work with what I had. So I take my Ocean View brush. And I kind of just, lay it down. I usually go see my barber before I get my hair braided so I can get like a really good fade. around the sides, but I didn't go to the barber today because of time constraints. So I would usually have this hairline tapered out too a bit more, but sometimes you gotta improvise. So I have my braiding foam in. I'm gonna give it just one more comp. And like I said, this is a good braiding foam. It's typically, it's patted in. And then just smooth it down. I think I just lost the clip too, but yeah, I did. But don't worry about that, it's all good. I think I got enough on here anyway to hold it down. So I put in my braiding foam. So these are some of the things us curly hair people have to do that wear braids, especially if your braids curl up very easily. So I have like a weird mixture of like very coarse hair and curly hair. So I'm not even sure of what the hair type is. I know there's like 4C, 4 whatever. I don't know. I've looked it up, and all the pictures that I've looked at, it's kind of hard to tell like, okay, which one is mine, because they're usually like black and white pictures from what I'm seeing, but on the internet. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what kind of grade of hair I have, whether it's 4C, 4B, or whatever the numbers and letter nomenclatures are. How's everybody doing today, man? I hope y'all are doing great wherever y'all are joining in from. And I also hope y'all have an amazing weekend this weekend. So typically, whenever I get done adding my sculpt and define mousse that I use for my braids, and right now I can feel it already like locking in place. I'll come back and hit it with some juice boost, right? And this is just gonna help keep my scalp moisturized while it's under the do-rag I'm about to tie it down with. So I just follow the parts and get into those places I know that are gonna dry out fast on my scalp. I don't always like coat my whole head during this part of the process. I usually coat my entire scalp once I get done braiding not braiding, but washing my hair and blow drying it out. So that's when I typically add the most juice boost, but this is just like a protective layer to help keep, my scalp moisturized and keep it from drying out. Because typically when you get your hair braided, you're gonna get it braided with like some type of braiding gel, and that product, just gel in itself will, harden, and it'll also dry out your scalp too. So I just like to add a little bit of moisture in there. So now I've added my Sculpt and Define mousse by Lock Sanity. I've added my Ocean View Juice Boost Hair Growth Oil, which is amazing. I'm gonna tie it down. I'm gonna tie it down with the dewy, like so. And my goal of tying it down is kind of weird, right? Because the clips are to basically keep the ends from curling up, but it'll also help keep the braids from the scalp pushed down, like compressed in a sense. So the braids will be pushed against my head and they won't just be looking like they're like flaring out. So, and I'll typically keep my hair tied down for anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour. Longer is better, but of course you don't want to be, out and about in public unless that's just your cup of tea. To each his own. Well, me personally, I don't want to be out in public with a do-rag on the hair clips, even though I look cool. What do y'all think? I look like I can be a 2026 rapper. I know there's a famous rapper named Tizo Touchdown. He has his hair with the nails, which I think is dope because that's his own unique style. And I've never seen anybody do that. So he has like braids with just like long nails, like all around his hair. And I think that's dope. But like I said, it's not my cup of tea to be out in public like that. But he's also an artist too. So that makes sense for him, you know. So I just add it on like this, and then this is where the compression comes in. And I'll just pull down like right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see like so any product that you see in here, like all this white stuff, this area, this is not from the product I just put in my hair. This is from like the minoxidil that I use in my hair nightly. So you'll see like the stains from the minoxidil that I put in my hair. It creates like this white residue. So that's what that is. How's everybody doing, man? I hope y'all are doing good today. How's everybody's day going so far? I appreciate y'all for joining the live. If y'all could, please do me a huge favor, you know, like and subscribe to the channel. Ocean View Deep Waves Pomade is the product, but Ocean View brand is the channel. And on our channel, we provide just all various types of content, from, you know, content about the 360 wave niche, which is, you know, a huge cultural niche here in the United States, and plus around the world too. There are many cultures that have embraced the 360 waves hair care style. And not only that, we offer like hair care tips on, you know, just hair growth. We discuss topics like hair loss and tips and tricks, and, you know, how to rejuvenate your hair and to get your hair to grow, you know, faster, longer. Man, it's so much. And we also create like some engaging content. And recently, we also started, you know, generating like content about history and just all various types of content. You should really check us out. We think that you would definitely like it, man. So like and subscribe to the channel to help us out, you know, just bring that awareness about Ocean View Deep Waves Pomade, as well as Ocean View brand. And yeah, man, we just really appreciate everybody for joining the live and interacting with me. I know you guys really didn't have to. You could be somewhere else doing some other fun things or doing something cool, but y'all chose to be here with me, and I don't take that for granted. So I really appreciate y'all. So thank you. So yeah, just getting back to the point though, as far as why we're here. So I just, you know, let this lock in, let this form. And honestly, my hair is locked in right now. But what I also like to do, because I do have braiding gel in my hair from, you know, seeing my hairstylist, who's amazing. She's definitely is a magician and works miracles on my hair. But that braiding gel is wet. And if I just leave it as so, when I go to the gym in the morning and I do weight training or cardio, whatever my trainer has on the schedule for me for that day, I sweat a lot. I sweat a lot from my head, and which is weird because I really don't, I wouldn't say it's weird, but I don't really sweat a lot from like other places. I always sweat from my scalp a whole lot. Like my face be dripping in sweat, but my underarms may be dry. I don't know if anybody else is out there is like that, but that's just how I sweat. So I like to, you know, blow dry my hair, not necessarily with heat, but I like to blow dry with cool air. So that way, you know, I kind of dry up that gel, and, you know, just all the product, because the base of the braids at my scalp is wet. Even before I put the Sculpt and Define mousse in, and even before I put the juice boost in, it was wet. So I wanted to make sure that I kind of like dry it out a little bit. And then also that drying will help lock in, you know, the holding foam. So just give it like just hit it with that cold air, let it dry out a little bit. But yeah, I definitely appreciate everybody for joining. Let me know where y'all joining in from. I would definitely love to interact with y'all, learn a bit about your culture, learn about, you know, some of the favorite foods you like to eat and what's going on in the world where you're currently at. So right now, I'm currently in Central Texas, about to celebrate my wife's birthday for tonight. Earlier, I did 2 lives showcasing how I wash my hair and prepare my hair for what I call Unc Braids, which many of us wear, but I'm just giving it that official term. So a lot of the younger kids call older men that are within like their 30s to, I would say like hitting that 50-year-old age mark, they call us unks. So, and the reason why I call them Unc Braids is because typically a lot of people would think that braids are more so for, younger men. But honestly, you can wear braids at any age, whether you're a business professional or entrepreneur or, whatever profession you're in. There's many professional ways to wear it, and I think braids are a unique expression of that individual, as well as a cultural thing that's been passed down for generations to generations. So, yeah, man, we're not braid shaming over here. You can be 40 years old, 50 years old, and still rock braids. As long as you're making it look good, that's all that matters. So, what I call them Unc Braids. So, I'm giving it a turn. So, y'all heard it here first on Ocean View Brand. Darius coined the term Unc Braids. So, right now I'm just drying them out because I have, hair braiding gel at the base of my braids. And I just added some product in, and I'm just, letting it dry out. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Where are y'all from? We got any people from Texas? Any people from the East Coast? I know a few days ago we had people from India join, which was cool. I believe we had somebody from the UK earlier. We had some great conversations about boxing, about MMA, and just overall, man, just good conversation from everybody, man. So I definitely appreciate the love and support that everybody's been showing on the live. So these clips keep flying around, hitting me in my face. So let me see. I'm gonna take off the do-rag now. They're not officially ready, but I just want to give you guys a sneak peek. So the braids are still looking crisp. My hairline's a little iffy because it's receding, but don't worry about that. We're here for the Unc Braids today. Let's see what happens when I take the clip off. So you see how it's straightened it out a little bit, right? Because had I not had the clip on, the end of my braid would have definitely like curled up to about like right here. So that's why I use the weighted clips. I'm probably gonna leave the ones in the back on so I don't have to re-clip them from scratch. But I just wanted to show y'all like why I put the clips on, because it helps weigh down my hair. And got some pretty decent length here. But this is what the hair looks like in the back. And on the sides. Like I said, I didn't go see my barber today, otherwise I would have got a fresh fade up under the braids. But my hairstylist, man, she did good with the parts. She definitely did good. And this is where my hair thins at. And when I wash my hair, like when it's wet, my hair is really curly, right? So you can see like definitely, sorry about that. I think I had a call coming through. But everybody like and subscribe to Ocean View Brand, and we look forward to interacting with y'all, man. I was really hoping somebody asked some questions and interacted with me, but hey, maybe next time, right? But other than that, man, I appreciate y'all for stopping in, joining in, and this is how you achieve Unc Braids with Darius. Thank you so much for your love and support, and I'm signing out. Thank you.